Hi guys, Dan with Canadian Retail Solutions coming to you from head office here in St. Albert, Alberta, Canada, and want to share with you a message that comes out of a six-store analyzation or roundtable collaboration that we've just finished or just completed. So we brought together six stores, all within, this is important, all within a 100-kilometer or 60-mile radius of each other to examine the similarities between the stores that were achieving their sales goals and those that were not achieving their sales goals. And so this message isn't going to be necessarily about what they were doing right and wrong, but rather about the difference between reason and excuse. And so we got about halfway through this conversation, and it became clear that the stores that were hitting their plan, hitting their sales numbers, had the ability to give us the reasons why. And the stores that weren't had the ability to give us an excuse why. And so let's start with reason. You know, reason, as defined, is the why something is the way it is, or every person being accountable for their part in the situation, solution, success, or lack thereof. So reason, the why something is the way it is. So why were these stores able to hit their sales goals, or why do they continue to hit their sales goals? Well, they have fresh inventory. They have the right amount of inventory in the right class right now. They are active in their community, socially and otherwise. They're using good content in their social marketing, meaning live video, people versus, stock photos, and they're actively engaging their audience. The other thing that they're doing, they all seem to be doing, is having trunk shows, parties, and events in their stores right now. And so I'm going to class them, those four stores, as being relevant to their client base and had the ability to give us good reason why they're achieving the successes that they are today in sales. And so now let's talk about those other two stores that weren't hitting their sales goals, or that aren't hitting their sales goals, and the great excuses that they had for not hitting them. So excuse number one was the weather. The weather has been crazy, I'll give you that. This winter and into early spring, it's been crazy. And so this particular retailer said, the weather has had me up and down, days with no traffic, days with zero sales. The weather has been what is impacting my business. And so we set it aside and we looked to the next retailer, and it was about economy. That the Alberta economy hasn't bounced back the way that the rest of the country or provinces or even the states have bounced back. The economy is still not doing what it needs to do for the business. Customers are still hesitant to spend money. And so, we have these six stores in the same geographical area with varied results. And I'm going to say, again, 4 hitting their goals and 2 not. And the 2 that were not were doing the opposite of the stores that are hitting their goals. They weren't internalizing. They weren't giving us reason. They were, in fact, giving us excuse. And excuse is defined as the externalization or the deflection of blame onto something or someone else I have no control or influence over. And so those excuses came forward. And rather than us accept those excuses, we dug deeper into what they were and weren't doing. So let's start with inventory. They were overcrowded with clearance merchandise, more clearance in their stores than non-clearance. And because they had so much clearance, we're talking about a massive load of winter inventory that started landing in their stores in August and September of last year. They're not active on social media, or as active as they need to be on social media. They're not holding trunk shows and they're not holding events in their stores. And rather than shift gears and start doing those things, they fall back on this excuse or this externalization that something or someone else is impacting my business, rather than stepping up and taking charge of their business. If you're waiting for the weather or the economy to change your business, your fate is all but sealed. If you would rather get on a plan that sees you take your store to the next level, click the link below and connect with one of the coaches here at Canadian Retail Solutions. Spend 15 minutes on a no obligation conversation and see how we can move your store to that next level.